everyone, welcome to House DeLuna and today's timeless pick a card reading. Take a moment, breathe, and focus your intuition, and choose the pile that feels like it's quietly calling your name. In pile 1, we have the Galaxy Reverie Tarot. In pile 2, we have the Stained Glass Tarot. And in pile 3, we have the Cosmic Garden Tarot. If you need a moment to decide, feel free to pause the video. You'll find the timestamps in the description below. I do shuffle and pull the cards on camera, but if you want to skip that, there will be a timestamp to go straight to the message as well. This reading uses my elemental magic spread. We'll look at fire to see what's driving you and where your passions reside, water to understand your emotional world, air for clarity and communication, earth for what you can ground into reality, and finally, your magic, the deeper truth of what is awakening within you right now. Hey everyone, if you chose pile 1 with the Galaxy Reverie Tarot deck, this is your reading. The first thing I notice is that all 4 elemental positions are minor arcana, while your magic is the only major arcana in the spread. That immediately tells me that your day-to-day circumstances are being shaped by everyday energies, but you are the bigger archetype here. You're the main influence in this situation, absolute main character energy. What's also interesting is that we have 2 cups and 2 wands. Both wands are reversed, which suggests low energy, burnout, or a lack of passion at the moment. But both cups are upright, and neither of them actually landed in the position of emotions. That tells me that you're normally very emotionally balanced, but right now your emotions are being stirred by external influences. Something in your environment or situation is affecting you where normally you would be running things. But let's get into the cards. So for fire, which represents your passion, energy, and what really motivates you in life, we have the 10 of Cups paired with the Moon's Wisdom. The 10 of Cups is one of the most emotionally fulfilled cards in the deck. It's about family, connection, emotional bonds, and feeling like you belong somewhere. So what drives you is your relationship, your family, your friend group, your community. You're someone who really takes pride in being there for the people you love. You don't just care about them emotionally, you actively want to make sure they're okay, supported, safe, and provided for. There's a very strong protector-provider energy here. And with the Moon's Wisdom saying take the lead, I see you naturally stepping into that role. You're often the leader in your circle, the one people lean on and turn to keep everything together. For water, which asks how your emotional world is handling things, we have the 6 of Wands reversed and Cold Moon. The 6 of Wands in reverse can point to someone who doesn't like to show vulnerability. It's the energy of feeling like you have to keep it all together, even when something inside you is struggling. And paired with the Cold Moon, face your fears. This tells me that there's something you've been dealing with internally that you haven't really shared with the people around you. Not due to a lack of closeness, but because you're just used to being the strong one, the supporter and the provider. This could show up in a lot of ways. For some, it might be something about your lifestyle or sense of identity. For others, it could be a big internal shift, a private challenge, or even a change you're making that could affect your stability or sense of well-being. This is something you've been processing quietly, and there's a bit of fear around letting others see that side of you. For air, which represents clarity, communication, and your mental space, we have the 5 of Wands reversed with Talk to the Moon, Communicate. The 5 of Wands in reverse shows a desire for peace, open communication, collaboration, cooperation, and honesty. It reminds us that avoiding difficult conversations only makes things worse in the long run. And talk to the moon, communicate also says you're allowed to speak. It encourages you to share what's really going on inside you. What I'm getting here really strongly is that your fears about opening up are probably much bigger than they ought to be. The people around you actually want to support you the same way you support them. And for some of you, I'm getting a secondary message here from these cards about feeling a little bit unrecognized or taken for granted. It's low-key, just a quiet feeling of, I do so much and I'm not sure anyone really sees it. Even that is something that could be lovingly communicated. For Earth, your resources, your foundation, what you can ground into reality, we have the Six of Cups with Quicksilver Moon. The Six of Cups is a beautiful card of emotional history, childhood, family roots, and safe spaces. This tells me you probably come from a really strong emotional foundation, or you've built one for yourself and your loved ones. With Quicksilver Moon, I see a period of transition where you may need to lean on that support more than usual, but it is available to you. You don't have to carry everything by yourself. This is one of your greatest resources. You're not alone. You have people who genuinely care about you and would make space for you if you needed it. These cards show a really strong safety net around you. If you were to open up, there are people who would absolutely hold you and help you through whatever phase of life that you're in. And finally, for your magic, we have a Hierophant in reverse with Moonlit, Embrace Uncertainty. The Hierophant in reverse is all about breaking out of old roles, expectations, and patterns. Especially the pattern of always being the responsible one, the strong one, the one who holds everything together. Something new is emerging for you right now. Something unconventional. Something that doesn't fit the old version of who you've been. And Moonlit is basically saying you don't need to have it all figured out. You're allowed to be in transition. You're allowed to change. Even if you don't fully understand it yet yourself, that's okay. Your magic right now is learning how to receive support, not just give it. Learning how to let yourself be human, vulnerable, and evolving, even if that feels unfamiliar. Let's pull 2 final oracle cards for you. We have Peace Comes From Within, Do Not Seek It Without. And there's a stream of love supporting my dreams. Pile 1, that's all I have for you today. If this reading resonated, drop a shield emoji in the comments below. And if this gave you any peace or guidance, make sure to like the video. This helps the space grow more than you know. As always, thank you so much for walking this lifetime with House DeLuna, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye! Hey everyone, if you chose pile 2 with the stained glass tarot, this is your reading. So the first thing I notice about pile 2 is something really interesting. The card representing your magic is the only card in the entire spread that came out in reverse. That tells me that whatever you're asking about isn't being blocked by the outside world, it's being processed internally. This is about subconscious patterns, emotional resistance, or something that's still integrating beneath the surface. It's less about circumstances and more about what's happening inside you. What's even more fascinating is the synchronicity across the elemental positions. We have the numbers 8, 7, 8, 8. And in the middle of that, we go directly from the Chariot to Strength in sequential order here. That's a very meaningful progression. The Chariot is about external drive, pushing forward, willpower, and control, while Strength is about inner courage, emotional mastery, and quiet resilience. So this tells me that you've been learning how to move from forcing things in the outer world to holding yourself steady in the inner world. You're shifting from doing things that are powerful to embodying true power. And then we have 3 8s in the elemental positions. 8 in numerology is the number of power, resources, momentum, and manifestation. So triple 8s tells me that on a very real, practical level, things in your outer world are actually going pretty well. You have what you need. You're not lacking support, ability, or opportunity. In fact, 8788 is considered an angel number that points to success, abundance, and long-term rewards for the effort that you've already put in. The feeling I'm getting from the structure of this spread is that you're already moving forward in the world, and now your soul is catching up. Okay, so now we'll go card by card into more detail. In the position of fire, what drives you? We have the 8 of Wands with the moon's movement synchronicity. The 8 of Wands is fast-moving energy. It's excitement, momentum, and opportunities flying towards you. And the moon's movement talks about divine timing, being in the right place at the right time. So you're someone who recognizes opportunities when they appear and doesn't hesitate. You like movement, you like progress, you like building something and watching it take off. You don't do well sitting still. If there's nothing to work on, you probably don't know what to do with yourself. Your soul is wired for motion. For water, which is your emotional world, we have the Chariot with blood moon courage. The Chariot is powerful drive, confidence, ambition. It's the feeling of, I can do this. And then blood moon says that you actually have even more strength and endurance than you think. But it also speaks of balance and compromise. And so what I'm getting here is that emotionally, you're so focused on pushing forward that you may not be checking in with the people around you. You're excited about where you're going, but part of you is starting to become slightly disconnected from those who matter to you. Not intentionally, just because your eyes are so locked on the future. For air, your clarity and mental space, we have strength paired with moonset releasing. Strength is quiet power, compassion, patience, the kind of courage that listens instead of pushing. Moonset asks you to let something go, to trust that not everything has to be forced. And I feel like this is where the truth lives. You're gripping something very tightly right now, a goal, a vision, a way of being. You could keep charging forward, but it might create some collateral damage as you go. This is the moment where you're being asked to soften just enough to protect what truly matters. For Earth, your resources and material world, we have the 8 of Cups and Moonflower take a risk. The 8 of Cups is about walking away from what no longer fulfills you, even if it looks successful on the surface. It suggests that perhaps the reason you've been so driven to go from one project or opportunity to the next at such high velocity is partially because so far none of the options have truly brought real joy or satisfaction. Moonflower calls you towards experience, wonder, meaning, not just more milestones. It reinforces this idea that achievement alone isn't enough. It also suggests that focusing on gratitude will help you to have a better outlook on things, and that sharing your gratitude would be a good way to reconnect with the people in your life. All in all, it's time to start living a little, to savor what you've already built, and to let joy matter just as much as progress. In your final position of your magic, we have the Fool reversed with Moon Goddess, Higher Power. The Fool in reverse says you feel a little nervous stepping into this new way of life because it means loosening your grip on things like control, money, and certainty. You're afraid that choosing joy, spirituality, or inner growth might be too reckless. Moon Goddess tells me you're being gently invited into a deeper connection with something sacred, intuition, spirit, the divine feminine, or your higher self. Not to abandon the world, but to balance your world. You've mastered the physical plane. Now your soul's ready for a new kind of challenge, one that expands your heart, not just your resume. You don't need to stop being powerful. You just need to let your power serve something deeper. Okay, before we close, let's pull a couple final cards. We have, I am a spirit having a human experience, and I'm here to get closer to love. and start reclaiming who you truly are. I'm going to leave that right there. That goes perfectly with your final cards. Pile 2, that's all I have for you today. If this reading resonated, leave a high voltage emoji in the comments. And if this message brought you clarity, please give it a like. It's a simple way to help this channel grow. As always, thank you for walking this lifetime with House DeLuna, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye! Hey everyone, if you chose pile 3 with the Cosmic Garden Tarot, then this is your reading. So the very first thing I notice about pile 3 is something striking. Every single tarot card in this spread is a sword, except for the water position, which is the Chariot reversed. That tells me right away that you're someone who lives in your mind. You think, analyze, communicate, process, and problem solve your way through life. You're sharp, articulate, and mentally strong. But the one place where a different energy appears is in your emotional world. And the Chariot reversed there suggests that emotionally, you might feel stuck, conflicted, or unsure how to move forward, even though your mind is always racing ahead. So what I'm getting is that your mind has been in the driver's seat for a long time, but your heart is the one asking for attention now. For fire, what drives you? We have the Page of Swords with Talk to the Moon, Communicate. The Page of Swords is the thinker, the messenger, the curious mind that never stops asking questions. This is someone who's bright, mentally quick, and always gathering information. You have ideas constantly moving through you. And with Talk to the Moon, the emphasis here is clearly on communication. You're meant to speak, to write, to share, to question, to bring ideas into the light. I get the feeling that for many of you, this shows up through the internet, social platforms, writing, conversations about what's happening in the world. You notice things that seem unfair, out of alignment, or just simply important, and you don't like to stay silent about them. That's your passion. You have intellectual fire. It's the passion to understand and to be heard. In the position of water, which can speak to not just emotions, but also to intuition, we have the Chariot in reverse with drawing down the moon, knowledge. The Chariot in reverse shows a feeling of inner uncertainty. It's that sense of, I don't quite trust where I'm headed, or I'm not sure if I'm reading the situation correctly. There's a lack of emotional or intuitive confidence here. And drawing down the moon reminds us that not everything can be proven with facts. Some truths are felt. Some things are known in your heart, in your gut, in your energy, even when you can't yet explain them. What I'm really seeing here is that you may be doubting your own inner knowing. You're used to relying on logic, evidence, and mental certainty, but there's something in you that already knows what's true, and you haven't been trusting it. These cards are asking you to start honoring your intuition, even when it doesn't come with proof yet. In the position of air, which represents your thoughts, communication, and mental patterns, we have the King of Swords reversed, paired with Moonflower, Take a Risk. The King of Swords in reverse can show self-doubt around your own intelligence or clarity. It can also point to overthinking, or feeling like you have to prove how smart you are in order to feel safe. Sometimes when you feel uncertain, you might find yourself overcompensating, explaining things more, analyzing them to death, or trying to control the narrative so you don't feel exposed. Moonflower is really interesting here. The seeds of the moonflower are actually hallucinogenic, and so this card can sometimes be about stepping into unfamiliar inner territory. Here it's saying, what if the thing that feels most uncomfortable right now, trusting your feelings instead of logic, is actually what will bring you back into balance? For you, taking a risk isn't about doing something dangerous in the outer world. It's about letting yourself feel into it and soften instead of constantly thinking. It might feel strange at first, almost like entering a completely different reality, but that's where your biggest source of growth is right now. In the position of Earth, your stability, resources, and physical world, we have the Six of Swords with Moonstruck. Take a breath. The Six of Swords is a card of moving away from stress and into calmer waters. It's about leaving something behind, not in a painful way, but in a way that brings relief. This can show changes in work, environment, or daily life that actually help you feel more secure and supported. So for some of you, this could mean a shift in your job, your role, or your routine. For others, it could be creating distance from situations or relationships or situationships that have been draining you. Either way, it's a move towards greater stability, emotionally and practically. Moonstruck is a gentle reminder that your nervous system needs rest. You've been processing a lot mentally and emotionally, and your body is asking for a pause, a breath, a moment of stillness. This card also warns against over-obsessing or spiraling in your thoughts when you're stressed. The more you stay in your head, the heavier everything feels. You're meant to slow down, ground yourself, and let your system reset. So if you feel the urge to step back, take a break, or even make a change in your environment, trust that. That's part of your healing and stabilization right now. In the position of your magic, we have the Ten of Swords in reverse with Moonstone. Slow it down. The Ten of Swords in reverse is a card of endings, but also of release. It's when something that's been weighing on your heart finally reaches a breaking point so that healing can begin. You're letting go of old pain, old stories, and emotional patterns that no longer serve you. This feels like a transition in your relationships or in the way you connect emotionally. Something is being cleared so that something gentler and more aligned can take its place. Moonstone is beautiful here because it speaks of love, patience, and emotional renewal. It's saying, don't rush this. Let your heart heal and let things unfold naturally. Whether you're in a relationship that's being mended or you're making space for someone new to enter your life, this is a time for easy beginnings, not forced ones. There may still be a few growing pains as you release the old, but the energy moving towards you is supportive, loving, and full of potential. Your magic right now lies in allowing yourself to slow down, open your heart, and receive something new. Let's pull a couple final oracle cards for you. You have the more energy and intention I bring to my faith, the more fearless and free I am. And you are moving onto a steady and reliable path. I'll leave those right there for you. Pile 3, that's all I have for you today. I think out of all my readings for this video, my pile 3s are probably going through the most. So I'm sending you lots of love while you're navigating these changes. If this reading resonated, leave a cherry blossom emoji in the comments. And if this message brought clarity or comfort, please like the video. It's a simple way to help this channel grow. As always, thank you for walking this lifetime with House DeLuna, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!